I'm Monica, Recreation Coordinator. Today I'm with Channel 35 and I'm going to put you through an upper body workout. What you'll need is a weighted bar or broomstick, a set of dumbbells, your yoga mat, water, and a towel. Let's get started with our warm-up. Bringing that arm across the body, across that chest, heels up, lifting up, deep inhale up. Exhale, open up. One more time, nice and tall, lengthen. Exhale, bring those arms right back across the chest. Focusing on our upper body for our warm-up. We'll be working our chest, triceps, and some abs. We'll add a little bit of cardio here and there, but this will definitely be a strength focus. Arms up, bend those knees a little bit, reach up. Working off time, we're looking at about 2 to 3 sets. By all means, walk with me for today's workout. You're welcome to take any of these drills, these exercises, and focus on repetitions. So we're looking at 10 to 12 reps. Arms back across, this time both at the same time. You got it. Bring those heels to the butt. Hamstring curls. Draw the elbows straight back. Open up that chest. As you bring those arms across the body, really flex. You got it. Give me about 20 seconds here. You are alternating. Right arm, left arm on top. You got it. Come on. Wiggle those fingers, toes at any time you need to shake it out. Good job. Give me 4. Breathe. Last 2. Good job. Arms straight back. Sit into it. Really flex those triceps. Open up. Lengthen. Shift those hips forward. You're here. Take your time. Opening up here. Lifting. Flexing. Not swinging here, right? Deep inhale. Exhale as you lift those arms overhead, straight back behind you here. 20 seconds. So you are inhaling in between, yes? Let me hear you breathe. Breathing to that core, those abdominals, versus shallow breathing to those lungs. Give me one more here. Really opening up. Good job. Roll the shoulders back. Shake it out. Arms, legs, roll it forward. Good work. We're going to go onto our mat, stretching out the upper body. Just a little bit more before we get started here. So you're going to walk back into that plank position. So you're here. Deep inhale. Tops of the feet to the floor. Exhale. You're going to come all the way down. Tippy toes to that downward facing dog, inverted V. Repeat. Moving at your own pace. Just for 30 seconds. We definitely have some push-ups today. We will be modifying most of the time, so take those modifications as you need to, or rock that full push-up, right? Last one here. Good job. Sit back in a child's pose, bend those knees, palms up. So this is the sequence. Gently rock side to side. Chest, triceps, abs. So we're looking at giant sets. Walk those hands in. When you're ready, you're going to grab that broomstick, grab that weighted bar. You're going to bend those knees. Ideal, you want to keep that lower back on the floor. Yes? Thumbs are under, not over. Keep your wrists straight. That bar, broomstick, should be right over the chest. So you need to walk those hands out a bit for now. As you lower that bar, you should stop roughly about a 90 degree. Now, if you find that bar dancing a bit, adjust your grip. Nice and even here. Now the arms hover right over the floor. My knees are bent, keeping my lower body, my lower back pressed against the floor. Yes. Now breathe with me here. Deep inhale, lower that bar. Deep exhale, lift. So we're mainly working chest. What else are we working? Triceps. And then by default, hey shoulders. We're getting some shoulder work in. Controlled movement as you lower, breathe in. Controlled movement as you lift. Taking your time here. Listening to your body. If you need to take a break, please take that break and start back up when you're ready, yes? Core is engaged, so my abs are in the entire time. And I'm going to squeeze a little bit tighter on my abdominals as I lift that broomstick, that weighted bar up. Give me about 2 more reps. Deep inhale, exhale, checking in. The elbows are slightly bent at the top. You never want to fully extend and lock out. Good job. Roll it up. Let's work our triceps. Adjusting your weight. I have my moderate weight, my lighter weight with me here. Those elbows are going to be in. Widen your stance for strong stability. Bend those knees, tuck that tailbone under. That head is slightly forward. So we're going to go right back to that same controlled count. It's going to be a 2 count up, 2 count down. So watch me for a couple of reps. And then adjust your form. What I usually see is that we tend to keep our elbows out for this one. Bring them in. Perceived exertion where it's most difficult, the effort, the work, is on that extension. So you definitely want to exhale at the top as you lift, yes? Now you get to that point where, hey, it's a little too much for me right now. I just did a chest press and now you have me working triceps. You can always adjust to one weight, maybe no weight, right? Now, let's just say you don't have access to dumbbells. What else can you use right now? Resistance bands, which is ideal if you're traveling, right? Water bottles, canned goods. A little bit of weight goes a long way. Give me about 10 more seconds here, and then we'll go right into abs on our mats. Last rep, head forward, yes? Good job, bend those knees. Weights off to the side, out of your way. We're gonna go into good old-fashioned crunches. Same deal. When we did our chest presses, that lower back stays on the floor, hands together into prayer. Shoulders relaxed and roll back, and you're gonna come up. Just crunch. Think about lifting those hands straight up to the sky. Every time you come up, you should be able to see and or feel your belly button touching that spine. So you really want to engage. Blowing out one birthday candle at the top. We're here for about 45 seconds, but what I said earlier in our warm-up, you are welcome to take these moves and work off repetitions. So you could go from 8 to 12, 15 reps, 3 to 4 sets. Fit it in as needed, right? So working chest, triceps, and abs, ideal to add into your workout rotation once a week. So today we are definitely focusing on a split workout, yes? One more. Good job, release. Shake it out if you need to. Carefully come up. We're gonna go right back to the weighted bar. Same exact movement. Set up, check in. What I usually see is the wrist bent completely, right? Check in, straighten it out. Knuckles, bling, bling to the sky ceiling. Control right here. Breathe with me here. Deep inhale, deep exhale. Arms barely touching the floor, right? Now, if you like, pure comfort here, your legs can come up at about a 90, yes? Large muscle groups here. We can always work this one a little bit longer. So maybe about a minute, yes? Checking in, you're halfway. How's that bar doing? Is it over the chest? As it should be. Not the neck. Not the abs. Beautiful, finish off. Give me 4 more reps. Last 2, you got this, come on. Come on, last rep. Good job. Carefully. Roll it on up. Yes, this is a weighted bar. I'm willing to work. So please adjust on those triceps. 2 weights, 1 weight, or maybe you're gonna grab your lighter set, yes? Set up for success. Toes, knees out. Strong foundation. Elbows in, head slightly forward. 2 counts, solid minutes. Racing to that core, abs, lower back, glutes. Full extension at the top, yes? Straighten out those arms. If you half rep on this one, you're not gonna get that full benefit. So think about fully extending those arms. Deep inhale, deep exhale at the top. Your strength on that extension is just as important on that negative when you lower those weights down, yes? Looking good. Feeling that burn. You can even do something that's called a drop set, where we're about maybe halfway through this drill, and this is getting a bit too much. Lower 1 weight. Keep going. Yes. Same count. Exhaling, brace into that core. Elbows are in, yes? You got it. Give me 4 more. Last 2 here. 1 more, 1 more. Good job. Bend those knees. Grab that other weights. Place those weights off to the side. Switching up the abs for our second full set. You're gonna come up, reaching for those toes. You have options here. All the way up, reach for those toes. Or come all the way up. Now, if you're brand new into the fitness game, if you are comfortable doing that basic crunch as we did on our first set, please go back to that movement, yes? Control, exhaling, squeezing in nice and tight. Look at those fingers, toes. Beautiful. Come on. That lower back, what are you doing with that lower back? You are rounding a bit. Think about peeling off that mat. Rolling up and rolling back. Finish off. Give me 2 more reps. This should feel real good, yes? Woo. Last one here. Back to basics. Excellent job. Carefully come up. If you need to, towel off, grab a quick drink of water. We're gonna go into cross punches. So a dash of cardio, and then we'll go right back to that sequence of chest, triceps, and abs. All right, wide leg stance as we did earlier with the tricep move. Bending those knees, arms across the body, across that chest, adding a little bit of power on that punch. Now, when you fully extend, you want to keep the elbows slightly bent. Do not lock out. Your power comes from the body, yes? When you get into the groove of these cross punches, you definitely want to add more power through those arms and a quicker return, yes? Quick in and out here, 45 seconds. Make that fist. Abs here, obliques, those love handles, you got it, come on. You control intensity. You can keep it real simple. You can slow it down, or you can kick it up here. Less than 20 seconds. You got it, come on. Exhaling on that extension. Breathe with me here. Finish off. Here's 4, 3, last 2. Woo. Now let's go to those push-ups. As I talked about earlier in our warm-up. So setting up for success. If you've been training with me for some time, or you're brand new, I'm a believer on setup, form, and technique. You're gonna walk out to a plank position. Boom. Chest between the hands. Now bring the knees to the floor. Walk the hands out a bit. Come down and up. Full range. Your range. Toes, feet can be up, or you can drop it down. All about comfort right now. Now I'm going to always assess with form and technique. Sometimes we tend to shift back and move here when we're out of alignment and form. So I'm going to ask that you come all the way down, rest, arms out. Bring the hands right along the side of the chest. Lift yourself up. Keep it up. Great way to check in with your form on push-ups. Now, if you're like, Monica, these are easy peasy. Do me a favor. Knees up. Yes? Solid minutes. We have about 20 seconds to go. Check in. That head and neck should be aligned. Belly button is engaged, that spine. Wedding date to be announced, yes? Woo! Breathe with me here. Control, head and neck aligned, yes? Gazing slightly ahead versus down. Sit back for just a few seconds. I like to bring my palms up to take the pressure off the wrist. So you're here, wiggle those fingers, toes. You can gently rock side to side if that feels good. So now we're gonna go to a tricep kickback. One arm at a time. We're gonna be up for this one. 30 seconds. And then we'll go right back to abs. So you're gonna hinge from the hips. Think about chopping from here. Bending those knees. Shoulders relaxed, roll back. That arm that's not working, that elbow is in. That arm that's working with that weight, the elbow is nice and high. You're gonna extend and lower down halfway point. Feel the back of the arms, those triceps immediately, yes? So do not bring that weight so far towards the floor, towards the shoulders, where you do that hidden bicep curl. Focus on triceps only, yes? So once again, watch for a couple of reps and then jump in. I'd rather you do fewer reps correctly than do 30 seconds worth, a minute's worth incorrectly. Does that make sense? Switching sides, 30 seconds, you got this. Set up for success. That elbow is high. That arm is in. Your back is neutral. Flat back here, yes? Your shoulders are relaxed. Roll back away from those ears. That arm that's not working, that elbow is in. This helps with good form. Exhaling at the top, yes? Challenge. If you can pause at any time on this one, I need you to pause at the top. Feel those triceps work. Last one. Excellent job. Woo. Quick high five. Yes, you're working triceps on that 5. Placing that weight off to the side, out of your way. Onto our mat for more ab work. Bending our legs, our knees roughly at about a 90 here. All you're gonna do is lift those hips up a bit and then tap those heels down. Real simple here, taking your time. Arms could be right along the side here or right underneath those hips, glutes. Notice how my head is completely relaxed on the floor, right? Gentle lift. Focus on strength, using and engaging those abs versus momentum, yes? All about the quality of the movement here. So once again, every time you lift, little pause, squeezing in, exhaling through the mouth. Think about holding it for 1 exhalation, yes? Woo! We're gonna finish this off. Give me 2 more. 30 seconds apiece. A dash of cardio. And then we'll call it a day. Sounds good? Remember those push-ups? Set up for success. If you need to stand all the way up to do that walkout plank, go there now. 30-second push, finishing strong. Switching up that tempo, that pace. Checking in, press with the fingertips. A little less pressure on the wrist. So the whole body definitely moves as one unit. That down and up motion. You got it. Last few. 4. Breathe. 2, sitting back for just a few seconds here. Woo. Look at those fingers, toes, gently rock side to side. Carefully come back up. Grabbing that dumbbell for those triceps. 30 seconds, hinge from the hips. Set up, get ready. Good form. Let's go. You got it. Elbow high. You can always take that break, reset, and begin again, yes? Good job. Hitting the switches. Other side, 30 strong seconds. Always assess and adjust as needed. If we are not looking identical, if this feels a little awkward, you're rounding that back, shake it out, set up, and then join me again, yes? Less than 10 seconds here. Pausing at the top a bit. Ooh. Arms are shaking. 4 more. 3, 2, last one, last one. Woo. Back to abs. This is it. Lifting those legs a bit. Relaxing the upper body. Let's go. Breathe. Exhaling on each lift. Finish off. Last 2. 1 more. Whew. Roll it up. Onto your feet. Rolling the shoulders back. Shaking out those legs. Roll it forward. Woo. Deep inhale. Deep exhale. Beautiful. Now just push, bring that arm across. Adding that rotation. We're going to reach under and over, similar to what we did in our warm-up. But we're going to round that back a bit, opening up that chest right here. All the way up, lengthen, looking up, round that back. Repeat. Moving at your own pace. Look at those fingers. Shaking out those arms right here. Good job. Deep inhale up. Tricep shoulders here. Take that arm behind you and pat yourself on the back. We're doing such a great job today. Woo. Deep inhale. Deep exhale. Try to press. Bring that arm further down between those shoulder blades. Sitting into it. Deep inhale up. Shake it out. Other side. That head is forward. You'll notice maybe one side you have better range. That could be a side that's a little bit more dominant. Or not, you might be tighter on that side, right? Things to be aware of, where you probably need a little bit more love, more stretching, yes, along the way. Carefully release, deep inhale up. Let's stretch that chest. Those arms come back. Hands to the sky ceiling, hinging from the hips, crown of the head to the floor. From here, shake that head no, yes. Deep inhale, exhale, lift those arms up a little bit higher, yes. Bending those knees, arms straight out, inhale up, lengthen. Exhale, forward fold. Big movement, nice and tall, reach up. Now you're gonna exhale to one side, legs together, shoulders, yes. Anytime you work the upper body with it, whether it may be a plank move, chest or back, inhale up. You're definitely working shoulders. Couple of seconds here, really opening up. I appreciate you all joining me. Release, deep inhale up. I look forward to seeing you soon. You rock.